Hey, what's up you guys, it's your girl Gigi and welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Gigi, like I just said, and today's video is going to be about my problematic faves. So we all have a problematic fave, you know what I mean? I consider myself a very woke person. I know how overused that word is, but I consider myself very socially aware. I'm an activist, but I cannot be wearing my activist hat at all times, you know what I mean? It gets very exhausting after a while, and I just don't feel like I can be mad all the time, and sometimes I just feel like I have to let things slide. So here are some celebrities that get that pass from me. Before I get started, I just need to give a quick disclaimer that read the title of the video again. These are problematic faves. I'm acknowledging that these people are problematic, and if you think I am problematic for supporting them in any way, that's totally fine, but like I said, I just cannot have my social justice warrior hat on all times, and sometimes I just like to enjoy music and pop culture. So yeah, small disclaimer, please don't send me hate in the comments. If you know me, you probably already know who I'm going to say, but number one is Ariana Grande. So I have liked Ariana Grande basically ever since she was on Victorious. Ever since she released Put Your Hearts Up, she was releasing covers on YouTube. Her Love the Way You Lie cover, her Emotions cover, like I was there for all of that. I loved her from the jump. I've always thought she was so talented. And as the years have progressed, I feel like she's become more and more of a problematic figure, and that is for various reasons, like the fact that she's always kind of done like R&B music, but I feel like recently now it's more heavily like trap inspired with more R&B elements. A lot of her music is produced by Black people, so she has way more of like an urban influence on her sound. So people think that that's like problematic and like cultural appropriation, but I don't particularly think so. And also obviously because of the whole donut gate 2016 or whenever it was, and because of her excessive tan, aka people think that she's a blackfish. I actually have a whole video about whether or not I think Ariana Grande is blackfishing, and I will link that somewhere in the screen, but I don't think that she is, and I think people are reaching. But yeah, Ariana Grande is definitely one of those people that like, she can do like dumb shit, like get a tattoo that says grilled barbecue on her hand, which is totally like cultural appropriation, and I will be like, oh well, suddenly I can't read, you know what I mean? Like obviously I'm acknowledging that it's problematic, but I just cannot bring myself to like hate her or not stand her in any way, because I just enjoy her as a person and her music way too much to ever do that. So yeah. The next person on my list is Demi Lovato. So I have loved Demi from the beginning, ever since she was on, what was it called? Ever since she was on that like mini series, As the Bell Rings. Oh my god, do you guys remember As the Bell Rings? If you don't remember As the Bell Rings, you are too young to be watching this channel. Oh my god, I have loved her ever since then. I watched her whole glow up. I watched her whole growth for her career. I've seen her in concert. Yeah, I just loved her from the jump. I loved how vocal she was about mental illness. I feel like she was one of the first young stars that was very vocal about things like drug addiction and eating disorders and all that, and I just have had such a respect for her for such a long time because of that. But I feel like in recent years she's become so problematic, and that's mainly because she just like doesn't know how to mind her own business, and she's always saying the wrong thing at the wrong time on social media. So like she stays inserting her nose where it doesn't belong on like random feuds between celebrities, and then she gets dragged, and like I used to kind of feel bad for her because I was like, Demi didn't do anything, why is everybody dragging her? Like when that whole thing with 21 Savage was happening, when people found out that he was like English, and then Demi Lovato like made a tweet basically just being like haha or whatever, and the internet came for her neck, and I was like, damn, like everybody was making jokes about this, like why is it a bad thing when she's making fun of it? Like I feel like that was kind of a reach. In recent years I've found that she has become more and more unlikable as a person, but I still love her old music, and I respect what she represents as a young woman that has struggled greatly with mental illness and addiction, and who is still vocal about it. So I think that's why I cannot bring myself to fully cancel Demi Lovato. The next person on my list is another like Disney / Nickelodeon person. I feel like all of these people low-key are, and that is Miley Cyrus. So Oh my god, I was kind of inspired to talk about Miley Cyrus from As Told by Kenya, who made a whole video called My Problematic Fave is Miley Cyrus, and she basically like explains it really well in that video. Like, I grew up with Miley Cyrus, and I feel like as I was growing, she was growing as well. And when the Bangers album came out, oh my god, Bangers was like my favorite album. I think I actually still have it. Hold on one second. Here it is, my Bangers album. It's broken because I've had it since 2013, obviously, but like I listened to this CD on repeat. Like when she released this album, this was like, okay, like I was like, oh my god, like I am a stan. Like I stan her, point blank, period. I don't feel that way anymore. Like I don't stan at all, and I do feel like there were some problematic elements in the whole Bangers era as a whole, but I just loved that album so much. I loved the whole aesthetic. I loved that she was coming into her own and just like rebelling against everyone, and she just doesn't give a fuck. And I think that's why I still have like a tiny bit of respect for her. I still think that she's like annoying and like a culture vulture, and that she's not a has-been, but like I think that Bangers was like her last really good body of work in terms of her music, just personally for my taste. Miley Cyrus, I don't think I can ever fully cancel her. Like she can literally do something horrible and I don't think I would, just because Bangers resonated with me so much, and like I said, I grew up with Hannah Montana and loved her to death. So the final problematic fave that I'm going to talk about in this video is not necessarily a fave, but just like somebody that I like stan and hidden, like somebody that I like support mainly because it's like popular, I guess. This person is Lil Nas X. So I kind of touched on my issues with Lil Nas X in my cancel culture video. I will put that in the description box below. My problem with Lil Nas X is obviously the whole controversy surrounding him and his old Twitter accounts where he was a troll and made a lot of Islamophobic remarks, which is obviously awful. But something about him is just so charismatic. He knows how to work the media. Like he is great at Twitter. I think that's really where most of his fan base comes from, and he has some bops, and I think that I'm really just biased towards him because of the whole Old Town Road controversy. Like I want to support him just because like he just like slapped those racist country people in the face, you know what I mean? Like he did that, and Old Town Road has broken records, and I feel like I genuinely respect him for that. He's so young and he's so successful, but he is a very problematic person if we consider all of his internet trolling in the past couple years. Granted, he has kind of loosely apologized for all of that. I don't think it was a real apology at all, but he kind of acknowledged what he said and kind of apologized for it, and people kind of got over it because of that. But yeah, I don't know, I still am like very much on the fence about that, so I wouldn't say that I like stan him at all. I think he's very funny and I think he's talented and I like his music, and that's basically as far as it goes. Like I'll listen to Old Town Road, I'll listen to Panini, I'll listen to Rodeo, but it's not like I'm like streaming him trying to help him break records. I don't follow him on social media, I don't think. Actually, I follow him on Instagram, but that's just because I think he's cute. I'm acknowledging, okay you guys, I said I think he's cute, but I am acknowledging that he's problematic, okay? I'm not saying that any of the things that he has done at all are good. I think he's so problematic, but I, for some reason, just cannot break away from Lil Nas X. So the last person that I'm going to talk about, who I didn't even think that I was going to talk about, is Tana Mojo. So honestly, I wouldn't even call her like a problematic fave. Tana Mojo to me is more like someone that I like hate watch, because I just find her so obnoxious and like so trashy and cringy and annoying. I'm sorry if you watch this, but that's just the image that I get of you from your social media presence. I think the reason why I like kind of watching her is just because it's kind of like a car crash, like a bad car crash. You just can't look away, you know what I mean? So like all of the crazy shit that's happening with her and Jake Paul, and then like the TanaCon stuff, like I was tuning in, and like I don't care about her really. Like I didn't start like tuning into anything about her until TanaCon, because that was just piping hot tea that I just could not know about, you know what I mean? But she's definitely someone that I acknowledge is like kind of despicable and kind of horrible and will do anything for clout, literally. Cough cough, the wedding to Jake Paul, cough cough cough. But I just cannot look away. I don't follow her on anything, But if I see a video on YouTube talking about her being problematic in any way, or like Luke Alexander's videos where he kind of goes through every single episode of her new MTV series, I will watch that just for the sole reason to be like,
oh my god, she's so annoying, she's so trashy, like why, blah blah blah, she's so rich, why is she, blah, blah, blah. She needs to stop getting Botox, like blah, blah, blah.
I just had to include her. Like, I wasn't going to, but like, I think she's the definition to me of like somebody so problematic that I kind of very much dislike, but I just cannot. So yeah guys, that was the video about my problematic faves. Thank you so much for watching. Please let me know some of your problematic faves in the comments down below.